All right, what up, everybody? Welcome back to JFabe Wrestling, and I'm back at it again. This time, booking a little bit of a more modern Survivor Series. This time, we're looking at Survivor Series 2002. Honestly, I really enjoyed the card here. The Elimination Chamber match was great. Brock versus Big Show was cool with Paul Heyman turning. The women's match was really good. Cruiserweight match was solid, and the SmackDown 6 tag team match was really good. And of course, the tables match was really fun in the beginning with Diva and Dudley joining the Dudley Boys. So yeah, all in all, it was a good card, but I'm going to just try to do something different. And this was actually the first year we had Raw and SmackDown as separate brands. So I'm going to actually try to book a Raw versus SmackDown card. And yeah, there's a lot of talent on this show. Obviously, I'm sacrificing a lot of good things, but this kind of alternate universe. I think it'd be cool just because, SmackDown and Raw, they just formed here as separate brands. Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon were kind of feuding, going on to Unforgiven, and they were kind of stealing talent from each other. So yeah, I think this would be a great time to introduce the Raw versus SmackDown concept. Obviously, this never happened before this, and yeah, I think, we can get some cool matches here, some interesting matches, some dream matches. And yeah, let's get into the card right now. All right, the first match, we got a six-pack challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. So I got Jamie Noble defending against Billy Kidman, Tajiri, the Hurricane, Spike Dudley, and Steven Richards. So yeah, there's three guys from Raw, three guys from SmackDown, three faces, three heels. So yeah, the build can be simple. Jamie Noble can say he's the best cruiserweight on both Raw and SmackDown. Billy Kidman and Tajiri, they can both try to fight for number one contendership, and Jamie Noble attacks them both, and there's no number one contender. And then on Raw, the Hurricane can say he heard what Jamie Noble said, and then Spike Dudley also says he disagrees with Jamie Noble as well, and then Steven Richards. So yeah, they have a triple threat match as well, and then Jamie Noble again can invade Raw and just attack everyone. So for this, they make it a six-pack challenge. Although they're fighting for brand supremacy, it's still every man for themselves. So Jamie Noble's starting to get paranoid as well. He's trying to ask Billy Kidman and Tajiri, let's team up, let's take these Raw guys out, and they both attack him. Tajiri can give him the miss, and Billy Kidman can hit him with the shooting star and to go home, just to show that, yeah, it's every man for himself. So yeah, I think this would be a really good match. You have a lot of great talent here. And yeah, this is where I would actually give Billy Kidman the win. In real life, he did defeat Jamie Noble. So yeah, I can actually have Billy Kidman pin Jamie Noble with the shooting star press. So SmackDown gets the win here, but we also create a new star in Billy Kidman. Yeah, and I think it would be a great match as an opener. Again, a lot of great talent here, and yeah, fast-paced action, six-pack challenge, something different to start the show. All right, the second match for the Women's Championship, Fatal 4-Way. This time we got Trish Stratus versus Victoria versus Tori Wilson versus Nydia. So yeah, the build here, Jamie Noble can get pissed that, he's defending his title, and he says that, you know what, Trish should defend her title against Nydia. So she's saying, it's only fair that Trish defends her title. But Victoria can attack Trish after Trish accepts and says, I'm not finished with you. And then Tori Wilson can also come on SmackDown next week and say she wants a shot as well. And she defeats Nydia. And then they just say, you know what, let's have a fatal four-way match for the Women's Championship. So yeah, I think it'll be a good match here. The workers, obviously, Trish Stratus and Victoria, they can kind of continue their feud where Victoria is kind of jealous of Trish Stratus. And similar to Nydia as well, she's kind of jealous of Tori Wilson. Because Tori Wilson's on the cover out of magazines and all that. And even Jamie Noble, he likes Tori Wilson as well, right? So yeah, you can kind of play off that feud as well. And I would actually have, it looks like Trish is about to get the win, but Jamie Noble interferes, and that will allow Victoria to get the pin on Tori Wilson. In real life, I believe Victoria also won. They had like a good hardcore match here, but yeah, I think this will be a fun match and establishes Victoria. All right, next up we got the mid-card Survivor Series tag team match. So on Raw, you got Batista, Tess, Christian, William Regal, and Bubba Ray Dudley. And then on SmackDown, you got John Cena, Rikishi, A Train, Val Venus, and Devon Dudley. So yeah, I think this would be a fun match. Remember at the time, Devon and Val Venus, they were still on SmackDown, so um, that's one thing there. So yeah, you could just have the mid cards be like, "Yo, we want to be on the card. We want to represent Raw." So they kind of set up this second Survivor Series match here, and each team has a little bit of tension. You can have Tess and Christian have tension as Christian is jealous that Tess is getting managed by Stacy. And then you got William Regal and Bubba as well, as William Regal thinks Bubba is just he's a sicko who likes violence, and Bubba, thinks William Regal sucks. Then you got John Cena and Rikishi here. John Cena's trying to prove himself to the veteran. A Train and Val Venus. I think they used to be a team as well. So they can have some feud here. And then obviously the cool thing is that Devon and Bubba are on opposite teams. So yeah, and I actually would have Bubba Ray and John Cena be the final two. You could have Devon get eliminated earlier, and John Cena kind of berates him and gets pissed. And then when the ref is down, Devon turns back face, helps Bubba Ray get the win. And yeah, they reunite just like they did in real life. To keep Batista strong and actually have him get counted out. And yeah, this would be cool because Val Venus will eventually jump to Raw as well as Chief Morley. And he says he wants to get his revenge on the Dudleys for costing him. And so yeah, and then he joins the Bischoff administration as well. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun mid-card match. It does a few things. It gives John Cena and Batista a shine on the card, and it reunites the Dudley Boys. All right, the next match will be for the Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, it was vacated, so I would have them have a tournament on Raw and SmackDown for each guy to get to the finals, and it will be a ladder match since it's a vacated title. And it will be Jeff Hardy from Raw versus Matt Hardy version 1 from SmackDown. Yeah, they didn't really get to really blow off this feud. Obviously, they had a match in Armageddon 2001. Sorry, Vengeance 2001. But that was a little bit weird where, they didn't really establish different characters yet. Matt was just still the Hardy boy, but he was a little more grumpy. And but here they have at least a different character. Jeff is still, the extremist, the charismatic enigma, the risk taker, but Matt Hardy has obviously evolved himself into a new character, Matt Hardy version 1. And yeah, I think this would be a great way to blow off the feud. These guys never had a ladder match yet, so I think it'll be really fun. And I think also, to bring back the vacated IC title. That was weird how they didn't bring it back until, was it May of 2003? So this thing does a lot of things here. And just because the IC title was exclusive to Raw, I'd actually have Jeff Hardy get the win here. Maybe Shannon Moore can kind of make a mistake and hit Matt Hardy off the ladder, and Jeff Hardy can get the nice feel-good victory. All right, next up, Battle of the Tag Team Championship. We got the Road Tag Team Champions, Booker T and Goldust representing Raw, and Los Guerreros, Eddie and Chavo representing SmackDown. So yeah, pretty simple build here. Eddie and Chavo can talk about how they're way more entertaining than Booker T and Goldust, and they try to have similar vignettes, and Booker T and Goldust can say we're way more entertaining than these guys. And they even try some lying, cheating, and stealing vignettes. So yeah, both teams kind of going at it here about charisma. And Los Guerreros can kind of throw shots at Goldust, saying he's the weak link and that they're not on the same page. We're actually familia, we're family, so we know we got each other's back. And they say that once Goldust makes a mistake, Booker's gonna turn his back on him. So yeah, there's a little bit of tension there. Booker's like, don't believe that crap. But yeah. I think, really good match here, solid. All four great workers, and I would actually give the Los Guerreros the win. Maybe there could be some miscommunication between Goldust and Booker T, and then Los Guerreros can kind of hit Goldust with the tag team belts, and Eddie hits the frog splash, so they're lying, cheating, and stealing. So yeah, I think this would be a really good match. of course, the Los Guerreros, they're more established as a tag team. Booker and Goldust was kind of a temporary thing, so I think it makes sense to give Los Guerreros the win. All right, next up we got the Survivor Series main event tag team match here. Representing Raw, we got the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam, the Big Red Machine, Kane, Y2J, Chris Jericho, and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And representing SmackDown, we got the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit, the 500-pound giant, the Big Show, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. So yeah, I think, again, a lot of great main event talent here. A lot of dream combinations. We get to see a little early. We get to see Shawn mix it up with Benoit, Angle, and Mysterio. We get to see Rey Mysterio hook it up with RVD, Jericho. We got, Ric Flair in there. He can go against Benoit and Angle as well. Yeah, so again, a lot of great talent here. Each team will have definitely a lot of tension here. Of course, Shawn, and I would have Jericho start to get jealous that Shawn is the captain here. First, got Ric Flair, how he cost Kane, RVD these matches, and he's aligned with Triple H, so they kind of don't like Ric Flair. And Shawn, he's trying to actually influence Ric Flair to leave Triple H while they're, in the team huddles and all that. So we got that going on there. And on the SmackDown side, obviously, Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. These guys are tag teams, but, they're still fighting over who should be captain. Big Show just attacked The Undertaker, so he's pretty hot. And then being a bully towards a smaller Rey Mysterio. And you could have Edge kind of stick up for him as well. So there's tension as well. And then even Edge and Mysterio and Kurt and Chris, of course, the tag team tournament for the WWE Tag Team Championship. So they also kind of don't like each other. So yeah, there's a lot of tension in the team here. And I would actually give SmackDown the win. I can have actually Kurt Angle be the sole survivor. This is where I'd have Jericho after getting eliminated by Angle. He would actually low blow Shawn Michaels, which would allow Angle to hit the Angle Slam to eliminate Shawn Michaels. So yeah, this does a few things here. It gets Kurt ready to again headline WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. Gives him momentum. Starts a Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho feud as well. And also ties up the score. I forgot to mention the score. It would be now 3-3. So yeah, we got some big stakes in the last match, champion versus champion. And that last match is Triple H representing Raw, the Game, the Cerebral Assassin versus the next big thing. Here comes the pain, Brock Lesnar. So yeah, typical build here. Triple H could say Brock was scared. That's why he ran the SmackDown. Because if you guys remember, Brock was supposed to fight Triple H. Triple H was the next number one contender. So that's why he was actually given the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, and Brock can talk about how, he wasn't given the title like Triple H. He actually earned it, defeating The Rock. And, he's going to show that Triple H is a paper champion because, yeah, they just made the championship for him because he can't beat Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, got some good feud here. And Paul Heyman and Ric Flair, they can both talk smack. But I think, let's say going into the feud, you would actually have Big Show attack Brock Lesnar. They get into a brawl. Paul Heyman's telling him, don't fight him. Brock calls him out the night before SmackDown. So yeah, there's some issues there. Brock's injured going into the match, so Triple H is laughing, thinking he's going to take advantage of it. But maybe to go home Raw, we'd actually have Brock attack Ric Flair just to give him an F5, just to, show Triple H that he's going to be okay and he's ready for Survivor Series. So yeah, I think these guys will have a good match. Obviously, they had the match 10 years later at SummerSlam, so I think this would be much better. And I think the dynamics of Brock being the face here would be a little bit better because Brock was definitely new, the next big thing. Triple H, people were kind of tired of him already at this time. So, yeah, I think it would be a good match. I would actually have Brock look like he's going to get the win. 1-2, Paul Heyman screws him, just like he did in real life. And Big Show can come back out, hit Brock with the chokeslam while the ref is down. Triple H hits him with a sledgehammer, hits Brock with a sledgehammer. Pedigree 1, 2, 3. Raw gets the win 4-3. Triple H has bragging rights, sets up the Brock and Paul Heyman Big Show feud. So yeah, I think this is a lot of things, and I think it would be a great main event, a great dream match that we got early. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, guys, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, like I said before, Survivor Series 2002, it was a really good card. So, some made like the original card, which, I can't be mad at. But, what I think I did here was just switch up, first off, the title matches, the Cruiserweight title. Just adding more guys there with more little more stakes with Raw and SmackDown. Same with the Women's Championship. Obviously, Trish and Victoria were great workers, so that might be a better match. But I still have them in this match, so it'll still be good. Also, I reunite the Dudley Boys in a cool way. Maybe it won't be as good as the tables match, but I also still have the ladder match between Jeff and Matt. This was kind of a dream match that we probably should have got around this time, especially with Matt Hardy's great character work. So yeah, they actually get to have the ladder match, but I think will probably be better than the tables match at Survivor Series. And then I think we have a good tag match: Booker T and Goldust versus Los Guerreros. Probably won't be as great as the SmackDown 6 tag match, but we also still have the Survivor Series elimination match, which I think would be a great classic. Just look at the workers here: Shawn, Rob, Jericho, Benoit, Angle, Edge, Mysterio, even Ric Flair. And then you still got the Giants, Big Show, and Kane that can kind of go. And so, yeah, I think that would, that with the Booker and Goldust versus Los Guerreros would probably be better than the SmackDown 6 match. And then Triple H versus Brock. I think that's definitely better than Triple H versus, Brock versus the Big Show. So and I think you still can do the same thing there, where you establish Paul Heyman turning heel, screwing Brock, but also screwing SmackDown. So yeah, guys, let me run down the card for you guys right now. So the first match for the Cruiserweight Championship, the champion Jamie Noble, Billy Kidman, Tajiri, all from SmackDown, the Hurricane, Spike Dudley, and Steven Richards, all from Raw in a six-pack challenge. Next match, the Women's Championship, Trish Stratus and Victoria on Raw versus Tori Wilson and Nydia in a fatal four-way. And then we have the mid-card Survivor Series tag team match. We got Batista, Test, Christian, William Regal, and Bubba Ray Dudley versus John Cena, Rikishi, A-Train, Val Venus, and Devon Dudley. And then for the Intercontinental Championship, the vacant title in a ladder match, Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy version 1. And then Battle of the Tag Team Championship, Booker T and Goldust versus Los Guerreros, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero. And then the main event Survivor Series tag team match on Raw, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, the whole effing show Rob Van Dam, the Big Red Machine Kane, Y2J Chris Jericho, and the Nature Boy Ric Flair versus the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, the Rabbit Wolverine Chris Benoit, the 500-pound giant, the Big Show, the leader of the Edgeheads Edge, and the Luchador Rey Mysterio. And in the main event, the Battle of the World Champions, the game Triple H versus the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. Catch you on the next one. Peace.